it's Megan. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today we're going to do a reformer workout. I'm actually going to be using my new Bala Bangles. These are completely optional. I thought it would just be kind of fun to include these today because I just got them and I'm pretty excited about them. These are 2 pounds, so if you have ankle weights, we're going to switch them from ankle to wrist throughout the workout today, but it's optional. You can also use hand weights, and we're using them on our wrists if you want to grab a pair of those. But like I said, the weights are completely optional. All you really need is your reformer and your box. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to keep my box on my reformer, and I'm going to have one light spring only, so one blue spring. I'm going to pull my bar all the way down, and we're going to step onto our platform. So always step onto your platform first, never your carriage, especially on a light spring. So when you go ahead, just take a deep inhale up, reach your hands up overhead, lengthen through that spine, pull those shoulders back, and then exhale, let's dive down. And our hands are going to come onto our box. So you can keep your feet parallel here, or you can keep in a Pilates Z, whatever works for you. I'm going to have mine parallel because we're going to do some leg lifts, okay? So from here, soften those elbows, and let's push that carriage all the way out. Lengthen through that spine, and then pike it in. Rounding that spine, bring that carriage all the way home, and then lengthen out. Really draw that core in closest to your spine, and then lengthen through the crown of the head. Really reach it long towards that wall in front of you, and up. And as if someone's pulling a string from your waist, lifting you up there. And the last one here. And come on in. Good, let's go ahead and walk it down so you can bring your box closer towards you, whatever you're comfortable with, depending how long your reformer is. I'm going to walk my forearms down. So now I'm going to come into a forearm plank, push out, drop my hips, and I'm just going to lift right leg and left leg. And I'm going to pike it up, dropping that head. Let your head naturally follow your spine. Right leg and left leg, and come on in. Good. Let's go one more time. Right leg and left leg. Stay out there. Now let's just saw our arms. So just shoulder saws back and forth. Pulling them in front and then bringing them right under your shoulder. Don't bring them in too close. Lengthen through that spine. Strong core for 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Good. So we're going to stay on our platform. We're just going to now come into a side plank. So I'm going to come onto my left forearm, my top leg's in front, my bottom leg's below. I'm just going to push out into a nice little plank. Keep our hand up overhead, behind your head, or on our waist. Just really lift up through that left side. Feel that oblique working hard here. I'm just going to bend our knees in and push back out to plank. Good. So you're really focusing on trying to keep that nice long spine from head to toe and lifting up through this left side oblique. Good. For 3, 2, last one, push out. Now bring your hand up overhead, and now we're going to thread that needle and reach towards that back ankle and back out. So same thing, now we're just keeping our legs long. We're not bending the knee, we're keeping them straight as we pike it in, reaching towards that left ankle and up. Let's go for one more. And come back out, hold that plank, and just pulse those hips up. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend it on in, and slowly come on in. Good. Slowly transfer your body weight towards the other side. Now my back's gonna be towards you. I'm gonna do the same thing on that right side. So I'm gonna bring my right forearm down. My left leg's on top now. My bottom leg is on the bottom, or forward, I mean. I'm gonna push out to that plank, pushing through that shoulder. Hold that plank. You can have your hand on your hip or behind your head or above head. And from here, we're just gonna bend those knees and push out for this quick variation. So remember, now we're lifting up on this right side, so that right oblique's working hard. Don't sag into that shoulder. Don't sag into that right side. Long spine from head to toe. For 3, 2, and 1. Push up. Now we're gonna reach back towards that left ankle and out. So now the legs stay nice and long. We don't bend, and we're just reaching towards that left ankle back and forth. For 2. And last one. Hold that plank. Pull your shoulders back and just pulse those hips up. Carriage doesn't move. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees and come on in. You can bring your knees onto your carriage and just take a quick little child's pose. Good, guys. Come on up. So we're going to keep that blue spring. So keep that blue spring on. We're going to work on it for a while. But now we're going to work on the side of our carriage. So I'm going to bring my strap that's closest to me here. And I'm going to face the camera. I'm going to take that long strap and I'm going to place it on the foot closest to that strap. So it's on my left side, okay? So I'm using the Bala Bangles, so it has to come above that. If you don't have them, no worries. From here, step away from your carriage towards the springs, just so your carriage leaves that stopper, but not a lot, just so there's tension on that strap. From here, we're not going to move that carriage. Position yourself, legs are wide, hands on our hip, and we're just going to go nice into a nice squat, up, and then releve onto the balls of our feet. So we're keeping that carriage still, and we're just doing a nice squat to releve. Good, you can bring your hands here, whatever you're comfortable with. Just make sure you get down low, sit back towards your heels, and then come high onto the balls of those feet. Good, let's go for 3, 2, and last one, come on down. Good, guys. So now step away from your reformer. I keep saying that. Step away from the back reformer. Now you really want that reformer to leave the stopper. Our standing leg is a leg that does not have the strap. We're going to work into our hip adductor, so inner thigh here. Now, hand on my hip, nice steady balance. We're going to stabilize on that standing leg without the strap. And we're just going to pull that strap in towards our standing leg. So really flex that foot and bring it in, feeling that inner thigh working hard here. You might want to find a spot on the floor or the wall to really help you with your balance. So I'm just going to move a little bit closer towards the back because that was a little too much tension. I wasn't getting full range. You really want to try to bring that leg right next to your standing leg. So closing the gap between your inner thighs here. You got it. 5. And resist that carriage going back, okay? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, guys. So now we're going to combine the two. So you still want to be away, so there's tension on that strap. You're going to bring it in, back out, and squat. Stand up, inner thigh, back out, and squat. So we're just combining the first move with the second, but we're not adding that releve. For 4, 3, 2, and last one. Awesome. So keep that strap on your left foot or whatever side you're working on, and now you're going to pivot towards the front of your carriage. You want to go that way, but towards the side of the room. You don't want to be facing right forward, okay? You want to have enough space here. We're going to do some standing abs. So this next move is obviously going to work our quad, but we really want to engage our core here. So hands on your hip. You kind of want your standing leg right in front of you and your working leg to start behind you. Hinge forward, get nice, pull the shoulders back, find your balance here, and we're just gonna bring that left knee in, using that core, and then come back. So these are very slow and controlled moves here. Really think about engaging that core as you crunch up and then slowly releasing it, letting the core do the move. But actually, and we're also working into that left quad with the pull on that strap. Good, guys. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Last exercise with the foot and strap. Now we're going to face and turn around and face the back of the reformer and still kind of at that diagonal, okay? And take your strap actually, and now you're going to place it on the bottom of your foot. So you want it in that nice little crease of your foot. It's not around your ankle. Same thing here. We're going to hinge forward on our right standing leg, and now we're just going to do some kickbacks. Back and bring it in. See if you get full extension back, really working into those glute muscles. If this is hard for you, you can keep your hand on that box. Don't move the box with your upper body. It's just there for some support and to help you with your balance. But your mover really is this left leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Good. Let's go ahead and take that strap off. And from here, we have our box on short box. So you want to kind of sit onto the edge of it. We're not going to do any straps here. We're just going to do a little ab work onto the short box. So sit onto the edge here. And then you want to, let me put my towel down, I'm getting all sweaty. And you want to roll down. So you want to have your shoulder blades off that box, okay? So shoulder blade off the box, and then hands behind your head, bringing your legs up to tabletop. So if you have your ankle weights or Bala Bangles, you'll feel this a little bit more. Engage that core. And from here, let's just do single leg stretch. So just extending one leg at a time. Controlling it in the core, nice and strong. You have the weights as a little bit more challenge. For 4, 3, 2, we're gonna add on to this, and 1. Let's go into that nice little rotation towards that bent knee. Remember, bringing your your armpit towards that knee, not your elbow. So don't collapse in that chest. Super strong core, rotating up the obliques. Make sure you close that gap between your low back and that box. You don't want to feel this in your lower back. So we're going to go into that nice little posterior pelvic tilt for 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, let's go into double leg stretch. Extend everything out, circle those arms around and grab your shins. So you want to find that nice little Viking boat as you extend arms and legs away from each other. For 5, stay strong. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Come on in. Last one here, guys. Bring your hands behind your head, legs straight up to that ceiling, and just lower and lift those legs. We won't be here long. My core is already screaming. For 5, don't arch that belly. 4, draw it closer to your spine. 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees and just roll into a nice little ball. And when you're ready, come on up. Good. So let's do that whole leg series on the other side. So I'm going to walk over onto this side, and now my back will be towards you guys. So hopefully you'll be able to really just listen to what I'm saying and not having to look at the camera. So I'm going to grab my long strap and I'm going to place it on my right ankle now. So it's on the foot closest to the strap. I'm going to walk out just a little, so there's a little tension on that strap, but not too much. You just want your reformer to leave the stopper. And from here, we're just going to do those nice squats. So legs are a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And we're going to squat down, sit back towards our heels, and then come up onto releve, onto the balls of our feet. So carriage doesn't move. We're just moving from squat to releve. Really think about engaging those glutes and hamstrings, finding that connection, squeezing them as you come on up. See how low you can get. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Now walk away from your carriage. Pull it where there's a lot of tension on that strap, where you're comfortable. And now we're going to bring that right leg with the strap to our standing leg. So now we're hitting that inner thigh. And remember, we have full control even when that carriage is going back to starting position. Keep that tension on that inner thigh the entire time. Slow and steady, pull those shoulders back, engage that core, slight bend in the knee, the standing leg knee, so you don't hyperextend it. Flexing that moving foot will really help also engage that inner thigh. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So now let's combine the two moves. So we're going to bring our leg in to meet our other leg for inner thigh, back out and squat down. So bring it in, out, and squat. So just combining the two, but we're dropping that releve. So we're not coming onto the balls of our feet. We're just going into hip adductors and then a squat. For 4, see how low you can get. 3, 2, and last one. Good job, guys. So now I'm going to rotate rotating towards the front of my carriage, but remember I'm at that diagonal, so I have room for my strap to move. And from here, I'm going to do that single leg ab work, but also working into our quad. So I'm going to have my standing leg starting in front and my moving leg behind, hands on my hip. I pull my shoulders back. Now I'm going to put a little hinge forward, and now I'm going to bring that knee into chest, really engaging the core, and then slowly coming back. So I'm just going to move forward just a little bit more. So position yourself where you're comfortable, you feel that tension on the strap, And you really want to feel the core working here. So if you have a wall next to you, it might help to kind of place your hand on it. If you don't, no worries. Like I said, find a spot on the floor or the wall. That will definitely help you keep your balance. But really think about using the core muscles to bring that leg up. And then slowly coming on down. 5, 4, 3, nice little ab crunch. 2, and 1. Good job, guys. Now let's go ahead and rotate towards the back of our reformer, but still at that nice diagonal. And then from here, we're going to take our strap and we're going to take it off of our ankle and place it on the bottom of our foot. So you really want to hook it in that middle of your foot. Still keeping our balance on our left leg, using our right leg, hands on your hip. If you have a wall next to you or here, you can place your hand onto the box. Will help you with your balance. From here, let's go ahead and just kick that leg all the way back. So position yourself. That was a little heavy, so I'm going to come a little bit closer towards the back of my reformer so I can get full extension. So I'm sorry, you want to make sure you're kind of facing towards your reformer, not away from it. That's how you're going to get full extension with that rope. So make sure your shins are facing in towards your reformer here. And really kick through that strap, really feeling those glutes working hard. 5, you got it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Good job, guys. Go ahead and put that strap down. So now, if you have your Bala Bangles or your ankle weights, or if you wanted to use weights, now's your time. I'm going to transition these now, and I'm going to place them on my wrist. So these are pretty fun. Like, I'm having fun with them. I just got them, so this is really my first, maybe second workout with them. So the good thing about them, you can switch them to ankle weights, and now I'm switching to hand weights. So we're going to keep that nice light loose spring, and let's slowly come onto our platform first and then onto our carriage. You can keep your box on your carriage for a little support. So now we're going to do some more inner thigh, but work some arms. So if you have hand weights, grab them, totally optional. From here, let's pivot our toes out towards the sides of the room. So we don't want them parallel, have them out towards the sides of the room. And from here, we're going to push out, lateral lifts with those arms, so those ankle weights, or your hand weights, and then come on in. So push all the way out, but not too far where you lose control. And think about your inner thighs having a magnet between them, pulling them in closer to each other. And then adding the arms with the weights will just give us a little bit more extra work here, a little bit challenging. Get into those arms and shoulders. Good. Good job, guys. For 3, 2, last one, stay out there. Now you're just going to rotate towards that back of the reformer and back to center and up. So we're just adding a nice little rotation through that waistline and back up. So not a lot, keeping our hips square to the camera, just rotating from that waist. For 2, and last one, come on in. Good. From here, let's rotate into, I'm just going to move my box forward just a little bit more. Good. So now my standing leg on their carriage, I'm just rotating it towards the back. So now we're just going to do some lunge work. So we're still working into that left leg. From here, I'm just gonna bring my arms up to the ceiling and up. So a nice little shoulder press with the arms. And think about really sitting into that heel, that kneeling heel, and up. The lower you get, the higher that tush. So really dig that heel into that carriage as you bring that carriage back home. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one here, guys. Stay low in that lunge, hands on your hips. And now you're just going to push that left leg forward and in. Make sure when you bring it in, it doesn't go past your knee. Push all the way out and then it stops right through the knee for 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. Awesome, guys. So now I'm going to go ahead and add a red spring. So I have a heavy and a light spring. This is optional. I want you to have a heavier spring. So if a light and a heavy is too much, just one heavy spring. So because we're going to work into our outer thighs now. So our hip abductors. I like it a little bit heavier. So you pick and choose, but you want it heavier. So one red spring if that's good for you. Now let's pivot our toes in. Pivot them in towards each other. And you're going to push out and slowly resist that carriage coming home. So let's add some little bicep curls. So really resist that carriage in. Feel those hip abductors, outer thigh, outer glute working really hard here. Pull the shoulders back, and you don't want to hinge that body forward. You want to stay nice and stacked. Head over shoulders, shoulders right over our waist. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, come on in. Square the feet off now, and now we're going to push out and hold that. So carriage does not move, so you're going to want to feel that tension on the hip abductors. So glutes, outer thighs are on fire right now. And now we're just going to stay to keep that carriage still, and we're just going to pulse it up and down. Carriage doesn't move. Make sure your knees don't come in. Push the knees out. Sit back into those heels. Good. You got it. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Good. So since we're already on that heavy spring, we're going to do everything on the other side. Let's just start with this exercise. So keeping that heavy spring, whichever you have, pivoting our toes in towards each other. So pigeon toe. You want your toes in. And from here, let's go into some shoulder presses as we press in and out. So we're still working into those hip abductors. Feel that outer thigh, outer glute. Remember, resist that carriage coming in. Pull those shoulders back. We're not hinging forward. And try to keep your arms up at shoulder level if you're doing these nice shoulder presses. Squeezing those glutes. You got it, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, come on in. Square the feet off so now they're pointing straight in front of you. Push that carriage all the way out where you feel that nice tension. Keep that carriage still. Have that tension on the outer thigh, outer glute, so you really feel your muscles here rock hard. They should be really tense, really engaged. And now we're just going to sit back and up. So nice little squats. Remember, don't let your knees fall in. Push them away from each other. Squeezing those glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come on in. Good job, guys. Stay there. Just remove your heavy spring. If you really have one spring, go back to that light spring. So we're back on that light one blue spring only. Then from here, back onto our carriage. And now our toes are pointed outwards. And we have our weights. From here, let's just do shoulder lifts in front of us and down. So I'm just raising my arms straight up in front of me and back down. And I'm engaging my inner thighs, drawing them in, lifting up on that pelvic floor, growing taller as I bring that carriage home. So find that magnet between the inner thighs and grow taller. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. So rotate towards the back of your reformer. Make sure your legs are in line. And from here, we're going to go right into those lunges. So we can do whatever you want with your hand. I think I'm going to do some triceps. So I'm going to push forward and tricep and back. So I'm still getting used to these bangles and the weight of them. I'm just seeing if you kind of have to really position the weight correctly on your ankle and your hands so they don't fall off. So maybe it's just because they're new, I don't know. But anyway, sit into that heel, hinge forward. Remember, really push that heel into the floor or your carriage, and then drag it on up. Feel those glutes working hard here. The lower you get, the higher the tush. So see if you can get even lower in that lunge. Good. Engage that core. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, last one, guys. Let's stay low into that lunge. Just bring our hands up overhead, and now just kicking that leg forward and right back underneath the knee. Doesn't go back any further than that knee. For 5, see if you can get lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. Whew. Great job, guys. Slowly come on out of that. And now, when you're ready, let's go ahead and bring this to a long box. So now we're going to have it onto a long box. And I'm going to switch my weight to a heavy spring. So one red. Take your blue off. And the way we get into our long box, remember, hand, hand, thigh, thigh. And then we slowly come on down. And you want to make sure the box is right up where our bra line is, because you don't want to squish yourself here. Then when you're ready, grab your straps and choke up onto the straps. We're going to do some back. So let's keep starting position. Energy through the legs are not just falling. Squeeze those glutes. Head starts down. And from here, we're just going to pull those arms back, lift up through the head, and then all the way back down. So let your head follow your spine, and remember your eye gaze stays on the floor the entire time. You don't overextend that head back like this. And make sure you're pulling those arms all the way back towards your hips, and then releasing. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take a quick little breather, and we're going to pull out to a T. So when you're ready, arms start up overhead, looking into that box. And now we're going to pull our arms up and back towards our hips. And then around. So we come out to that nice T position. And we're doing the same thing with our head. Letting it follow our spine. Good, let's go for 3. Put energy through those legs. 2. And last one, come on in. Good job, guys. Almost done. Last one here, we're gonna hit some triceps. So this last one, we're not gonna pick up our head to come in line with our spine. We're gonna keep it in line with our spine the entire time. So think from head to toe, nice neutral spine. Whew. Energy through those legs. Put tension in those straps and bring them narrow towards your box. So you can see my head's in line with my spine. And from here, we're just gonna bend those elbows out and in. So the only thing moving is that elbow joint, pulling that carriage out and in. Make sure you get full extension and then back in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in and shake it off. Whew, good job. When you're ready, go ahead and put your straps down and let's come off of our box. And we're done with our box for the day. So we can take it off and put it towards the side. I'm just sweating, so make sure I'm wiping myself off. Good. We can bring our foot bar up. And we're just gonna do some little arm series. So let's go ahead and sit into a nice little mermaid. I'm gonna switch back to a light spring. So one glute spring only. Whew, my contact, okay. And now, so as you can see, I sat into a mermaid position. I have my left leg on towards closest to my shoulder blocks and my right leg in front of me. If this is too much, you can sit crisscross or you can sit actually on your carriage and have your feet dangle, depending what type of reformer you have. If you have the rehab reformers, it's a little bit higher, your feet actually might dangle, but your carriage is gonna be moving, so just be mindful of that. Good, so we're sitting in a nice mermaid position. I'm gonna grab my short strap in hand with my arm closest towards the foot bar, and from here, we're just gonna go into draw a sword into a nice backhand. So you want to make sure your hand stays very narrow towards your body. And you're drawing it across your stomach and then into that nice backhand motion, fully extending through that elbow. Good. Pull those shoulders back, engaging that core. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. Last one here, guys. Keep that arm extended, and if you can, just bend that elbow and extend out. So we're dropping that jaw sword, and we're going right into that backhand motion. We won't be here long. Let's go for 4. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Great. So now I'm going to grab that strap with my left hand, the hand that's closest towards that strap. I'm going to keep that short strap in hand, and from here we're just going to go right into some goalposts. So bring it up overhead and back down. So as you can see, I don't pass this shoulder. I don't come all the way down. All the way up overhead, and then I stop right when my elbow and shoulder come right in line. Pull those shoulders back. Keep your body centered. Try not to lean towards that side. Core is on. Just doing some nice shoulder work, burning out those shoulders, getting some really nice sculpted shoulders, also fixing our posture here. Keep breathing. If you have the hand or ankle weights, good job. I'm definitely feeling a little bit more with these 2 pounds. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down. And now we're just going to bring that arm over our body and then back. So I'm going to keep it up at shoulder level. I'm just going to come across my chest and back, allowing my body to rotate at the hip, waistline, but I'm still keeping my hip bones square towards the camera. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Great job. Let's put that strap down. Before we hit the other side, I always like to try to go around the world instead of just going directly onto the other side. So let's keep that nice light spring. We're going to do some plank work. So hands, both hands onto your foot bar. Make sure your feet are probably in the center of your carriage. You want to come onto your toes. So stay high on those toes, bending at the knees, pull those shoulders down, reach that crown of the head long, and you're going to push out to a plank, lengthen through that spine, and bend the knees in. So we're just out to a plank and bending that knee in. So I'm on a light spring. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you don't feel like you have your balance here, add another spring, whatever you're comfortable with. Just think about keeping that nice flat back and just bending at the knees. And we're going to add on to this. We're going to go into a pike for 2. And last one, push out to that plank. And now bring the legs all the way in, sit back, pull the shoulders back. So you're sitting into those heels. So I'm not over. I'm over my feet now as I come in. And then I drop back out to a plank, lengthening through that head. Same thing here, really flexing that spine as if someone has a string around your waist and lifting you up as high as they are. And you're still on the balls of your feet the entire time. I haven't dropped my feet. For 3, 2, and 1. Good, guys. Stay there. We're just going to pivot our toes towards that left side, okay? Both hands onto that foot bar still. Just our toes are pivot towards the corner of the room. We're just going to go into a side plank. So we're going to drop those hips so our shoulders stay square to the floor, but now our hips are just towards that side of the room, and bring the knees in. So all we're doing, we're just getting into that waistline, getting into those obliques, getting a beautiful waistline here. And think about lifting up on that right side. Don't fall into it. Keep a nice bend in those elbows and lift up on that right oblique, that working oblique. For 3, 2, and 1. Same thing, push out. Now just pike it up. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. We're going to finish this out really quick. Just pivot towards the other side. Drop into that plank. Now I'm working my left oblique, and I'm just bringing my knees in and out. So bending the knees and pushing out. Lifting up on that left side. Shoulders are square towards the floor, and it's just my hip, my waistline that's moved towards that side. For 3, 2, and 1. Push out. Let's pike it up. 5. Stay high on those toes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Come onto your knees, and you can just take a quick little child's pose. You deserved it. Pull your shoulders out and allow your chest to come down towards your springs. And come on up. Good, guys. We're almost done. Let's just do that other side with the arms. So now my back will be facing you guys, but I'm going to grab my strap in hand, my short strap, and I'm going to grab it with my hand that's closest towards the foot bar, and we're just going to go right into that draw a sword, into that backhand motion. So remember, keeping that arm narrow towards our body. So rubbing towards that stomach and then fully extending that elbow. Make sure you get full extension out. Let your head follow your wrist. Keep your hips squared, pull those shoulders back. Nice strong core. For 3, we're gonna add on 2. The last one, keep that arm extended. See if you can just bend at that elbow and extend out. Dropping that jaw sword. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Grab that short strap with your right hand, and now let's just go into that nice goal post. So up overhead, and then right back to shoulder level. Try to keep your body weight center. Pull those shoulders back. Nice strong core. Burning out those shoulders. Good job, guys. We are almost done. After this, we'll be in fully cool down mode, feet in straps, and then the day is yours. For 3, 2, and 1. From here, let's go into shoulder press. So we're just gonna go right over our body and then straight to that wall in front of us. So we're just rotating at that waistline again. Arm stays up at shoulder level. We don't drop it, and keep it nice and narrow towards your chest, and you're just brushing it right in front of your chest. For 4, 3, 2, and last one. Come on in. Good. Drop that strap. Add 1 spring. So I have a heavy and a light. I'm just going to grab my towel, place it onto my carriage, and then I'm going to come onto my back. And grabbing our straps, and let's go ahead and put feet in straps. So both feet into our long straps, and we are officially in cool down mode. So let's just go into bend and stretch, extending both legs, and then bending them in. Make sure our legs are nice 90 degrees and our ankles are slightly above our knees so these straps do not rub against our shins. This should feel really good. For 3, 2, last one, keep those legs straight, straight legs lower and lift. So getting that nice hamstring stretch. Keep your tailbone heavy. So especially when you lift those legs up towards the ceiling, you don't want to lift that tailbone. You want to keep it heavy so you get that nice stretch in the back of the legs. For 3, 2, and 1. From here, go right into your hip circles. So go as far as your hips are allowing you. For 2, and 1. Let's reverse that direction. Same thing, just opposite direction. Four, 3, 2, and last one. Good job, guys. Whatever you like to do here, I'm just going to pull the straps back so it's got a little extra stretch on the back of those legs. My hamstrings are always naturally super tight, so I always like to really make sure I stretch them. And when you're ready, slowly come out of those straps and place them on your carriage. Good. And come on up. All right, guys, so that was about, I want to say like a 50-minute class, so a full body reformer workout using the Bala Bangles. And like I said, these are completely optional. I thought I would just have some fun and try them out. I actually enjoy them. They gave my workout a little bit more challenge, especially with the weights on the ankles, and then adding these to do arm work. It was great. So like I said, optional. If you don't have them, a pair of hand weights would work just fine with the arm work that we did. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my page for weekly mat and reformer workouts. Every Tuesday and Thursday, you'll look forward to a brand new mat class, and in between, I'll do some reformer workouts. If you have any comments or requests, anything, please leave it in the comments. I will get back to you. And thank you so much, guys. Happy Monday. I hope you have a good one. Bye.